So what we have here is what the tattoo community calls the Sucky Panther. It's a really poorly done tattoo that was done ages ago, and it's become a bit of a cult classic since then. So what I'm going to try and do is, let's try and turn this design into something that's really cool and modern. And I don't mean just putting a panther over the top. We're going to take what we've got here and try and neaten it up and make it into something presentable and something cool. So the first thing I want to do is the line work. The line work is shocking. So we want to make a nice smooth outline, making it more consistent, just going to anatomy just a little bit more correct. Like I said, we're working what we got. We're not going against it. So I'm going to get my studio pen. And I'm just going to go over the top. I'm just going to make the line work how we want it to look. So just nice, more smooth lines. We tried to stick to the main aesthetic. We don't sort of go away from the aesthetic too much. And now the teeth are really bad, so we're going to make these much more kind of pointy. So we're going to go much more kind of cartoony with these. Like so. Same with the top teeth. So much more sharp points, just much nice looking lines. And for the top one's just going to go bump, 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 bump. So you've got a nice smooth fashion to them. The tongue was going to make nice and simple, so we're going to put a line over the top, line come down like that. Like I said, sticking with what the original was. Now the mouth side, I don't like this side. This line comes out way too far for me, so I'm going to bring this line across just there. It kind of gives that angle better. We're going to add a few more kind of lines afterwards, but I'm going to add the initial lines to begin with. So we've got that. Now you can see the nose is kind of sort of triangular kind of shape, so I'm going to try and make more sense of it. So I'm going to create this loop to begin with. So we're going to have our nostrils. I'm going to loop this up around like so. With this little patch in the middle which comes up here, this little strip. So I'm just going to add that, which gives a nice sort of center point to the face. Now the eyes are really nice and swelly, so I'm going to make them a bit more kind of psychedelic. So it's going to be that nice kind of like flowy curve shape like this. And then the bottom, we're going to have going back the same. And then up here, we've got this line which kind of mimics over the top. So it's almost like a frown. I'm going to connect that up just there, I think. Same with the other side, just there. Coming around like so. And then we've got the main pupil, so it's going to put in two lines around the outside. Nice and circular, so it kind of feels like it's got a circle. And the top part of the head, it's got this weird kind of bump, so I was going to sort of slightly alter that a little bit, so it's a much more smoother line coming across. The ear coming out. And I want a little bit of an under ear just here, so I'm going to add a little bit of an under ear just there. Giving this one, so just making it much more smoother as it comes across. Now the whiskers are basically just random lines. I don't like that. It's got no sense, it's got no flow, it's not making it right. I want to make this much more kind of like sort of like avant-garde, kind of neo, sort of like kind of psychedelic kind of vibes. So we're going to go for a very typical sharp 3-point whiskers, just like so. So it's very cartoony, it's very exaggerated. It gives a very much kind of a modern, kind of cartoony kind of vibe, which I like. Same with the other side. Now the bottom bit, we've got a line which comes here. A line which comes here. Then this line over here. Again, I'm just going to make this much smoother, so it's got much more natural kind of feel. So this is the initial kind of base kind of outline. So where it's done, we can turn off that bit. So this is what we have now. So let's see what we can spice it up and see what we can add now to make it more fun. So I'm going to come in here and initially add our pupil just in the middle. And I'm going to shrink this line down now. I want this much smaller line. Now I like the idea of making it a bit kind of like psychedelic. So we're going to add these extra lines coming up through the side of the eyes just like so. I'm going to do the same on the other side just here. So just evenly spaced apart, mimicking this line just here. And then if we draw around the pupil, I'd make a circle. Just go a little bit higher just so we can outline around the pupil. So again, just draw around it, just hold. Tap knife over circle, or just drag, just to get out like that. Now I really like this part in the nose just here, but I want to make it more interesting. without going too crazy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add some lines coming across like this in rows. Almost kind of like sort of fur texture, kind of illustrative, so it gives a cool kind of vibe to it. And this part of the head here, you know, it's not necessary, but I just want to add another little dip, I think, just around there. Just when we're shading, it's going to add a little bit extra. Now the nose, I like the shape of the nose, but I want to kind of split it in half to give a bit more of a kind of shading area. So I'm going to bring this thinner line across like so. So it basically gives like a bend in it, so you can sort of shade down from there and across the top. The ears, nothing crazy. I just want to add a little few lines just in here to kind of give a little sense of shape and structure to them. They come down to the mouth. I want to get some kind of sort of side kind of gum part here. So again, I'm going to go to my thick line and add this here, and then go small line. Bring this up, bring this up. That's this line. I'm going to create this little kind of intersection just here, wrong size line. Just there, and then go back to our thin line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry too much going behind there, because it's going to be pretty much got black in a way. So we've got design, and it's actually looking pretty cool right now. I'm quite liking this. So I'm going to come back to the face now. I just want to add a few little extra bits. So just off the whiskers, I'm going to add a few dots just coming here. I think 2 rows might do it. And just on this side, just 2 dots, because there's a smaller space, just like so. And then lastly, I might just go little line just underneath the eye, just to exaggerate the expression a little bit, like so. Now you can add lines on here if you want to give more sort of dimension, but I like the smoothness, and I want to get this kind of smooth black coming down here, so I'm going to add that. So now we've got this. I'm going to duplicate it. The second one under here, I'm just going to add this little line. Cuts across there and connects there. Now the reason I do that is so when I click on this, I can click reference, and it's going to select from this, and now I can select within the area here without the line being there, because normally it would just select the whole thing because there's a gap. Now it won't do that. So let's create a layer underneath now, and this can be our shading layer. So this can be our shading. Now I'm just going to go typical spray paint, medium nozzle, what I normally use. Selection tool. Now select and start to shade. I'm probably going to do this over a few layers to kind of get the effects I want. It's going to set it to a nice decent size. Yeah, that'd do. And firstly, typical for a panther, I want to get a nice bit of black across the top and around the outside. I don't want to go quite to the bottom of this line, but I'm going to go fairly low on it and bring this across like so. Pretty much all around the head. Just there. I don't want it on this part here, so just anywhere it kind of overgoes on the whiskers. Just to raise those bits out of the way. We don't need those. Gonna select that over here just here. And I select black from here and just leave a little highlight just on that inner part, just there. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to use the freehand tool here because I want to select this part in specific. So I'm going to start there and just tap this across this line. And don't worry about the rest, just go around. So just so you can have that edge. Shrink this down a touch. And just like so. So I said, I just want an extra kind of frown there. You know, I just feel it's going to add to it, and I really like it. And now again, we're going to go automatic. I'm going to select this whole area just here. I'm going to create another layer now, just above it. Because I'm going to put a bit of black in. I can just erase the parts on the outside quite easy now with this. So I want to get this across here. And coming across the top of this line just here. Don't worry about it across the top. You know, you can always select this part if you want. But I often just do this. Turn transparency just down a little touch. And then just quickly erase it. You know, I said the selection tool does work as well. You know, I do it from time to time. But for an area like this, you know, often I would just do it like this. It's just quick and easy. You know, both ways are quick and easy. Like so. So I've got this nice kind of black on the inside of the eyes now, which I like. It just kind of separates this nose part, which is what we want. Now I'm going to select the selection tool this time. So this one's going to be done a freehand. And similar to how we've done that frown above the top, I'm just going to select underneath this eye part just here. So I just want to get a little bit of shadow just underneath this eye. It's going to really help bring it out. So just a little bit there. Just a little bit there. Back to automatic tool. So selection, automatic, click on here. I'm just going to draw around this part like so. Shrink this down, just so we've got some black for these nostrils. You can do these in colour if you want as well. I'm just looking at it and I think the black just stands out quite nice. So now I've got that done, I'm going to go automatic tool again, and I'm just going to select the lip now. I want to go from the lip. Now, I want to get this nice kind of wavy feel, you know, like, so here I'm going to go a bit of black there, leave a little space, bit of black, again, leave space, bit of black, come down, leave a little gap in the centre, and just there. I like that. And now I've got done, I want to select this outside part. And again, I'm going to quickly separate the layer just here for the same reason as before. So we're going to bring this up. And I want this to kind of come behind those whiskers. Coming up so, like that. Yeah, I really like that. And again, just turn that transparency down just a touch. And I'm just going to quickly just erase inside these parts. Just got a little bit bigger of it, just on this part just here. So it just fades out nice. Like so. Turn your opacity back up. And now we're getting somewhere. Now select the back of this mouth just here. I'm going to put some black just behind the teeth. I'm going to leave a little highlight. Just going around where the tongue bit is. I don't want to go black away to the tongue. Now you can if you want, but it just feels a bit much in my opinion. So now I'm just going to select those gum lines on the side just here. Just like that. And I think I'm going to go some colour now. So I'm just going to go down below, just under the bottom. I'm going to select like a nice kind of lilac for this. And I'm just going to go from the top and the bottom. So you get this little highlight streak just through the middle. Let's select the tongue, that gum bit there. And choose a few areas now, because this is going to be the red. So I'm going to select everywhere I want red. So I want this part of the eye, just here, this ear, this little section just there, and that part of the ear just there. So I'm going to select me a nice strong red now. I want to go nice and bold on those parts, but then when we get to the ears, I want this nice little highlight just to the bottom. Just separates that darkness with a little white highlight. Now, back of the mouth, I'm going to select like a dark kind of red-brown tone. There we go. And then I'm going to select the eyes. So the eyes, I'm thinking a nice classic yellow. And then if we just make it a little lighter, so just turn up here, so you got like a nice light yellow. Then we're just going to put a little highlight just in the corner, just like so. Nothing crazy. I'm going to select both bits of the nose, and I'm going to create a pink now. So I'm just going to go over to the pink slider, up here, a very nice kind of light pink. Now you can just go the whole thing, which, you know what, I think I would actually, I quite like that. I was actually going to kind of go like this, but solid actually works really nice. Let's go for that. Not too many colours to go now. So I'm just going to select the face again. I'm going to go back to that kind of purpley tone we had. Shrink this down. And just a little bit here and a little bit here. And I'm just going to erase that little gap in that line between the eye. But I just want to kind of under that fold. You know, again, it just kind of goes with the expression, that kind of sort of sad kind of look. And then last, I'm going to go freehand. I just want to select the whiskers now. So let's just select the whiskers. Because I want to get like a really nice, strong kind of mint green tone in here now. And again, that's just going to add to that kind of comic-y, kind of psychedelic kind of vibe to it. So I just want a little bit, almost like neon tone, just really strong on the sides, just there. Just want to get a little bit more black underneath this neck. So a little bit of black just in there. And then lastly, I'm going to select the fangs. Well, I say lastly, there's one little bit I missed, which I will do in 2 seconds. I want to get a little bit yellow just on the edge of these teeth, just kind of gradient, kind of down like that. And just in this bottom corner, just black that bit out. So there we have it, people. There's a cool version of the Sucky Panther, and check this out.